Welcome everybody to winter lineup of the anime world. As you can see on my screen, I am on anychart.net. It is a website that lists every anime that get released throughout the seasons. And as there is also spring, summer, and fall, well, that's fall for 2014, but as these are listed, I kind of wanted to go through every single one of the entry that you'll find here to tell you a little more about them if you would like to check them out as they just came out. Most of these are ended, or at least their first seasons are done airing. There are still some that are ongoing, as this one I believe is on episode 15 and 14 here, but most of them are pretty much over. So I'm gonna go through every entry pretty quickly, give you an overlook of what they may be. If they interest you, then I recommend you look them up, and if not, then I don't know, check another one. And I'll probably have a clip too in the corner playing, so you guys can have an actual insight about what the anime is actually about. So the first one is Absolute Duo. They're all listed in alphabetical order. Absolute Duo, there's a bunch of animes every seasons that are made that are pretty much cow. What I mean is they're doing it to make money to finance other TV shows. So Absolute Duo is based on a manga, I believe. It's about a guy that it's a school, an entire school where they can summon weapon, but the main character can only summon a shield, and it's all right, but mostly it's a harem romance type comedy show. You know, it's your casual anime, nothing fancy in there. The art is okay. You can probably look it up if it's that's your kind of cup tea that you'd like to watch. Aldnoah Zero. There's a bunch of shows that are actually sequels to shows that are already existing. So, to not spoil too much about it, I'll only talk about their first seasons, very vaguely about the second one. It's a mecha anime, very well received. It is pretty fun. If you like robot fighting, then this one has a great story about war that is mostly about seeking revenge and stuff like that. It's one that I liked a lot, so I recommend it if you're looking into some fighting robots. This one is probably one of the highlight that is currently airing. There's still a few episodes. There's already, I believe, a second season planned. Ansatsu Kyoshitsu? Sorry. Um, it's basically Assassination Classroom. Basically, the story is about a teacher, the tentacle guy here. Classic Japanese stuff. It's about the classroom that has to kill this guy because he destroyed the moon, and he's gonna destroy Earth too. So if they don't kill him in time, then the Earth goes bye bye. Now then, this one, Binan Koko Chikyuu Bouei-bu Love, is an anime about a guy transforming into lovely Bishonen. Yeah, let's call them that. And surprisingly, hold that thought, surprisingly, this show is not as bad as it looks. And depending on your approach with it, if you expect like a kick-ass action show like Sailor Moon was, you might end up disappointed. If you're going in with the plans of laughing your head off, then you're gonna have a blast with this one. Um, Basically, it's guy transforming into girly outfits. It's a tiny bit effeminate, but it's entertaining. Give it a shot. Like, see a few episodes, see if you enjoy it. Next up is Death Parade. Death Parade is another one that received a very high welcoming party. Death Parade is, I don't want to say a remake, but well, it kind of is. Back a while back, they made an anime called Death Billiards, which is the whole concept of the show, the same character, the same everything, but it was only an OVA of 30 minutes, I believe, and then they made the whole series based around that. Same concept, it's two people that reach a room after they are dead, and they have to play a game or some crazy charade like that to get them sorted. One goes to heaven and one goes to hell. As in a nutshell, that's the story. There's obviously a lot more that goes beyond that. So if you like slightly psychological gaming action show, then maybe you'll like this one. It's one I highly recommend. It's really well received by the community. Probably as good as Assassination Classroom. Dog Days is the third season. Same with Durarara, which is the second season. Those are fairly popular show. You probably already know about them. So if you're looking for a long series, this one I believe it's the 12 episodes per season. So it's like 36 episodes. So if you want to like watch a pretty lengthy show, it's action, mostly fantasy, like adventure. Same for this one, like action mystery. Durarara is pretty well known, as I said. Princess Precure, that goes in the Precure franchise. It's usually for little girls who like transforming girl, fighting magic, and it's good for kids. So if you, or adult, if you really like watching that, if you grew up watching this show and you still like it, then there's obviously nothing wrong with that. But it's still ongoing at the moment, so it's not entirely done. This one exactly is okay. Like, I mean, when you've seen one, you've seen pretty much all of them. But I mean, it's fine too. Isuca, oh man, Isuca, I had such high expectation for you, and you let me down so very badly. Isuca is, you know what? If you want to try it out, go for it. It doesn't have my seal of approval. It looks fancy. Don't let yourself get fooled. Jojo Bizarre Adventure Crusader Japan is an outstanding franchise. If you haven't seen that one, this is a sequel. Once again, it's action, adventure, shonen. It's the stuff people usually enjoy. It's a lot of fighting. It's pretty big in Japan, so if you never got the chance to actually watch one, I highly recommend you try it out. It has very manly guys, so if you like a lot of action, this might be for you. Junketsu no Maria, this is Witch Virgin Maria, I believe. This one was another pleasant surprise for the lineup of winter. Obviously, I went in with no expectation, if not only expecting that it would be bad, and it turned out actually being decent. It's historical. It's about a witch that lives by herself, and she gonna lose her power if she gets laid. It sounds pretty dumb for a setup, like a lineup. It's probably not the smartest thing they could come up with, but give it a chance if you like fantasy and if you like some kind of action and historical, like I said, it's something you might enjoy. Fafnir, don't waste your time. Another harem story with romance, and it's just bad. Kamisama Hajimemashita, copyrighted. This one is another good show. It's mostly geared toward girls, so it's a shoujo. It's a romance about a girl that her father had gambling death and he kind of left, and now she gets by herself, and she ends up in a temple where she finds a deity of some sort, and together a lot of stuff spawn, and it's a decent show. If you like romance, I really recommend it. That's the second season. The first season came out, I think it was last year. Don't hold me on that, I don't really know. But yeah, it's a girly show, so if you're a lady and you like your romance, definitely look this one up. Kantai Collection, that is it's an anime based on a web browser game about girls into battleship on the sea. It's girls that are, I think they're spirits of battleships, or they turn into battleships. I never played the game, only heard about it. The anime itself is, it's okay. The art's fine, the animation's fine. It's just fans. Well, it's not fan service as ladies getting undressed, but it's fan service as in fans wanted an anime based on the game, so they got served with this. It's not bad, it's not good, it's decent at best, and if you like the game, then definitely look it up. I think it's pretty faithful to what the spirit of the game is. Koufuku Graffiti, that's another good show if you like cooking. It's about a girl who makes a lot of food and people eat the food and it becomes slightly erotic. So if you like Food Wars, which is currently airing, you might want to watch this one on the side at the same time. Both are pretty good. I mean, as far as cooking goes. Kuroko no Basket, that's, you probably already know it if you're into sports. It's a team of basketball players that are trying to reach the national, as is every team of sports anime do. It's very colorful, it's very bright. Character development is great. I've watched the first 2 seasons, I believe. I haven't seen the third one right now. Reception is outstandingly good. Normally, if an anime reached 3 seasons, that means that they pretty much nailed it. So yeah, if you never saw the show and you like action, well, action as much as sports can be action, but it's very fast-paced. Character have moves, so it's very interesting. I like it. Rolling Girls, very colorful anime that went from the very first 2 episodes downhill and snowballed into an out of control mess. And don't waste your time with it unless you really like colorful stuff and you want to sit through, but the story is very bland, so yeah. Saenai Heroine no Sodate-kata, that's another great show. I haven't watched it though, so I can only tell you from what I've heard, it's a good show based on a light novel. It's your slice of life romance about an otaku that works part-time and goes to school and meet a girl, and you know, it's your romance slice of life deal with school and everything. You've probably seen countless of those already. Seiken Sky no World Break is an alright show, I guess. It's very similar to Absolute Duo, or at the very least like a tiny bit of Fafnir, where it's your generic school people who have to fight. You got action, ecchi, fantasy, harem. You've probably seen 1,000 of those as well. Sengoku Musou, that's a show about historical samurai, similar to Sengoku Basara, or I don't know, Sword of the Stranger. Well, maybe not. Sword of Strangers in his own league, but if you like historical stuff, samurai, definitely look it up. I mean, it's okay. You can probably have your own expectation of it. I'm not one that really enjoys historical stuff, so for me it was kind of a hit and miss. But the story is okay, the art is fine. There's not any points that I can take from it, but at the same time, there's nothing that makes it really stand out all that much. Shinmai no Keiaksu. I've talked about it in my Doppelganger in High School DxD. It's so similar to High School DxD, so if you really like the gimmick of High School DxD, then definitely look this one up. It's a guy who can transform his harm into a weapon. And then there's your typical redhead girl that is the main character, who gets flundered all over each other. So, I mean, I'm so done with these type of shows. Shounen Hollywood stage. It's a musical anime kind of, which is meant for girl mostly, and it's a slice of life. I haven't seen that one, so I can't really talk much about it. Same with Fafnir here. I've heard good stuff from it, but I haven't seen that one. I still have a bunch I have to catch up to. It's a drama mecha sci-fi show. Yeah. So you might want to try this one out because I've heard it's good. Probably you can probably look into the comment. People will tell you if I'm right or wrong about any of those. Like if I say I didn't like Isuca, but maybe some people did enjoy it. So for all of these, you probably have to make your own mind about them. But my personal opinion, there are some shows that you have to stay away from, and then there's some shows that are really worth looking into, like this one, for example. Tente Kakegi Milky Holmes is, I think it's the third season, or very, very close to that. It is about a bunch of little girls who play detective, and it's very comical. It's mostly geared towards little girls again. It's not a bad show, depending on what you're expecting of it, but it's not like your state-of-the-art kind of anime. Idol Masters, same thing, mostly geared toward girls and fan of the series. It's about a bunch of people that are into becoming idols and sing, and it's a lot of musical stuff and slice of life comedy. Tokyo Ghoul Route A is the sequel of Tokyo Ghoul. First season was super well received by everyone, except for those who were really hardcore fan of the manga. They think the manga is still better, as is always for everything. Route A, the second season, however, was a giant letdown for a lot of people. There were a lot of upset people from watching this. Again, especially if you've read the manga, because they kind of went an entirely separate way from the actual show that was supposed to be the main focus. But it is what it is. Yoru no Yatterman, I haven't seen that one, so it's like these three. I haven't seen those. Might be your cup of tea. I believe it's a show that was to celebrate some guy making 40 years of anime or manga. I'm not very keen on the topic. You might want to give it a shot. From what I heard, it's not that good. It's average at best. Yurikuma Arashi is a shoujo ai, which means girls love anime. Lots of homosexual topics into the story. This is one I can recommend watching for what it is. It's a pretty decent anime overall. A lot of psychological elements into it, and I think a lot of people will like it if you enjoy stuff like Madoka Magica and Selector Infected Wheatcross. And the fall leftover of what is actually airing is World Trigger. It's 50 episodes, it's still ongoing, it's like halfway done. And from what I've heard, is very similar to this one and this one. And anyhow, it's your school sci-fi action show that everybody have seen 1,000 times. But I mean, they keep making these because a lot of people like to watch those. I kind of grew a tiny bit tired because I've watched over 800 shows, so I know what's always get repeated. But if you've seen like 12, then you might definitely like this one, because I mean, depends on what you enjoy. So that's about it. I mean, there's the TV shorts, but I don't watch those. And movies, like, except Kyokai no Kanata, which is a good series and a good show. The rest of the stuff is, well, Psychopath movie is what it is. But the rest of the stuff is not something I'm very accustomed to, so I can't really talk about those. And the OVA are usually not something I keep track of because there is so many of those. So unless you're really fan of a show like, let's say, High School DxD, then maybe you want to watch it. But beyond that, you'll have more fun watching one of these than checking out the OVAs. Depending on how this video fare, if people really like my input about this and what to watch and what not to watch, I could probably do spring and summer. I'll probably wait a bit for summer because the lineup is probably not entirely full at the moment. However, bottom line is, if you like the video, please let me know. If you would like to know which one I could highlight, it's probably like Aldnoah Zero. The Aldnoah franchise is very good. Assassination Classroom is a definite must for this season. Death Parade is great. Dog Days Durarara is also fantastic. Jojo, Junketsu no Maria are definitely worth checking out. Kamisama Hajimemashita, definitely a good one too. Koufuku Graffiti, I would try it. Again, like I said, maybe it's not for everyone. It's a tiny bit slow paced, but it's definitely worth looking to. Saenai Heroine no Sodate-kata. That's another one that people highly underlook, but I've heard great stuff from it, so well worth checking into. Beyond that, rest is depending, like if you see something in here that's really appealing to you, maybe World Trigger will tickle your fancy. But beyond that, that's about the highlight. Well, obviously Kuroko no Basket too. I mean, that was a given. That's why I didn't talk about it. So let me know what you think about this. If you would like to see the spring season and the summer season too. And if you do, then I'll make sure to catch around with you guys later. Alright, so take care.